Good afternoon, friends. Today in this video, we are going to start a new topic of working principles of simple vertical tube and coherent boilers. In the previous class, we have discussed about boilers and types of boilers, and in this session, we are going to know about the working principles of simple vertical tube and coherent boilers by using of different types of boilers. See here, first one which we are studying is about simple cross tube vertical boiler. Here we can observe here the diagram of simple vertical boiler. Here we are having ash pit. Here we are having the feed check valve. Here we are having fire hole. Here we are having the grate. Here we are having the firebox, hand hole, fusible plug, water gauge, manhole, pressure gauge, steam stop valve, chimney, uptake, safety valve, steam space, cylindrical shell, firebox, crossbox, firebox, grate. These are the some of the components of a simple vertical boiler. See here, these are the some of the components of simple cross tube boiler. That cylindrical shell, cross tubes, grate, firebox, ash pit, fire hole, hand hole, manhole, steam stop valve, chimney, uptake, safety valve, pressure gauge. We are going to study these in a detailed way one by one. See here, here it consists of a cylindrical shell surrounded by vertical cylinder box name called firebox. As we have observed in the diagram, we are having the firebox here. In the firebox, we are doing combustion process. See here, this is slightly tapped towards the top of shell to allow ready passage of the steam to the surface. At the bottom of the firebox is a grate. See here, we are having the grate here. On the grate, we are doing combustion process here. This is the ash pit. After combustion process, the ash which is produced is entered into this ash pit, and this is the feed check valve which is used for feeding into the boiler. This is the fire hole. The fire with this is the fire hole where we can observe the combustion process from this fire hole. Upon the grid, the combustion process takes place. Firebox, this is the firebox. In the firebox itself, the combustion process takes place. This is the hand hole, and this is the cross box. See here, we can study about this. The firebox is fitted with two or more inclined cross tubes. You can observe here, inclined cross tube is there here, and we can observe these tubes are used to increase the heating surface of simple vertical boiler and also increase the water circulation. These cross tubes are used for used to increase the heating surface of simple vertical boiler and also increase the water circulation. For increasing the water circulation and for heating surface of vertical boiler, these tubes are used in simple vertical boiler. At the top of the firebox, there is a stack. See here, we can observe firebox. We are having the stack here, and see here at the top of hand holes are provided at the end of cross section to clean them. For cleaning purpose, we are using here the hand holes. A manhole is also available at the top of shell for a man to enter into the boiler for cleaning or maintenance purpose. See here, a mud hole is provided at the bottom of the shell to remove the mud that settles down. The space between the boiler shell and firebox is filled with water to be heated. A tubular glass is also provided to see water level inside the boiler. Pressure gauge, safety valve, air vent valve, and steam supply valves are also installed there at the top of the crown plate. These we can observe here that the steam stop valve is used to control the steam which enters into the boiler. This is the pressure gauge here. It observes the heat pressure, the steam pressure, and this is the manhole. It is the manhole uh, which a man can enter into the boiler mm, for cleaning purpose. This is the water gauge. We are going to check the water gauge, how much water is there in the boiler, and this is the fusible plug, and this is the hand hole which we can clean by using of this hand hole. What are the sedimentations formed in the cross tube, we can clean that. This is the chimney. What are the gases which can send into the atmosphere by using of this chimney? And this is the safety valve, and this is the steam space where the steam is going to be, um, where the steam comes here. This is the cylindrical shell, and this is the firebox. This is the firebox which the fire enters here. After combustion, how the fire enters upwards through this, and we are having a cross box. See here, now we have studied here about these all, and coming to here, simple vertical boiler working principle, that the fuel is fed into the grate through the fire hole. See here in the diagram we can observe that. See here, the fuel is fed into the firebox through this fire hole, and here we can observe that when fuel is burnt, the ash pit used to collect the ash from burning fuel which is located at the bottom of the grate. See here, when fuel is burnt here, the ash pit used to collect the ash, we are going to get some ash. See here, after combustion process takes place, we are going to get some ash. The ash is collected by this ash pit, and here the boiler dia is normally 3 feet and 9 inches to 5 feet, and its height is 9 feet. Each cross tube has the dia of 9 inches. See here, the boiler dia has been given here, that the boiler dia is nothing but of 3 feet 9 inches and to 5 feet, and its height is about 9 feet. Each cross section tube has diameter of 9 inches. The boiler heating surface is 80 feet square and its grates area 8.4 feet square. The boiler pressure is 100 psi. The combustion gas flows from the furnace. The combustion gas flows from the furnace and pass around the tubes. See, the gases escapes to atmosphere through the chimney, what I have showed you in the diagram. Due to natural circulation, hot water moves from the lower end to higher end. Due to natural circulation, hot water moves from the lower end to higher end. Supply of steam is then regulated through stop valve. By using of this stop valve, see, we can observe here, when we are going to do combustion here upon the grate, after combustion has been takes place, some ash has been produced here. The ash is collected by this ash pit. By using of this feed check valve, we are going to feed the fuel upon to this combustion chamber. See here, fire hole is there. By using of this fire hole, we are going to feed fuel here, hand hole. This is what about the simple vertical boiler, how it works here. And coming to the coherent boiler, see here, coherent boiler is a modification of simple vertical boiler, where heating surface has been increased by increasing number of fire tubes. Here, in simple vertical tube boiler, we are having a single tube, whereas coming to this coherent boiler is the modification of simple vertical boiler. Here we are having number of fire tubes here. See, improvement over the simple vertical boiler as it provides greater heating surface. It is used for steam generation at low rates. See, we need to observe here carefully that it is used for steam generation at low rate. At low rates, this coherent boiler is very much used. It is a 5 tube type boiler, means heat is going to pass through these tubes, cross tubes, and the water is going to circulate around the tube. Extra in the previous class, yesterday's class, I have told you what is meant by 5 tube boiler. It is popular portable boiler. Portable boiler means nothing but of a moving boiler, movable boiler, which can move from one place to other place. Means coherent boiler can move from one place to other place. See, it consists of very small floor area. Why? Because why we are taking a small area means, as the diagram shows that it is in a vertical position, as the definition itself or the heading itself is telling that it is a simple vertical boiler. As the figure diagram is said to be in vertical, the boiler is said to be in vertical, it takes less area. And coming here, we can show the coherent boiler, how it is, the original figure of coherent boiler, and this is the elevation of the coherent boiler here. Here we can observe that upon the grate, some combustion is going to take place. Here we are going to feed. This is the firebox which combustion by in the which we are going to feed fuel here upon the grate and combustion chambers. See what are the um, heat produced here will go and touch this wall and hits this wall and enters into these coherent tubes. Enters into these tubes. The steam enters into means the heat of steam enters into this steam into these tubes, and water circulates around this tube. This is the smoke box. What is the smoke? Means what is the ashes or gas produced here is entered into the atmosphere by using of this chimney. This is the manhole. By using of this manhole, we can for cleaning purpose, by using of this manhole, man enters into this manhole. By using of this manhole into the boiler set. This is the shell it is a hemispherical in shape here. This is the combustion chamber where combustion takes place and heat generates, and this heat steam enters into these cross tubes. This is what about the cross section elevation. Cross sections, see here, some of the specifications of coherent boiler are: shell diameter 2.75 meter. The coherent boiler height is about 5.75 meter. The working pressure is 6.5 bar. The maximum pressure should can be up to 15 bar. Steam capacity is 3500 kg per hour, and the steam capacity can be maximum up to 4000 kg per hour. Heating surface area is about to 120 meter square, and the efficiency is 70% to 75%. These are some of the specifications of coherent boiler, and we can study the characteristics of coherent boiler, that it is vertical. Already by using of the diagram, we can tell how the coherent boiler is. The coherent boiler is in a vertical shape, vertical tube boiler. It is a portable boiler. Portable means which can move from one place to other place. It is a 5 tube boiler. Means inside the tubes the fire is going to run, and around that tubes around the tube water is going to be circulated in coherent boiler. The number of tubes are more. Multi-tube means comparing with the simple vertical boiler. In simple vertical boiler we are having only one cross section tube, whereas coming to this coherent boiler we are having more tubes, means nothing but of multi-tubes are there. It is internally fired, means we can observe here that the combustion is going to take place inside the boiler. See here, it has natural circulation. Naturally, we are not using any blowers or fans for sucking air or for pumping or pressurizing the fuel upon to the grate. Here it is doing by using of natural circulation. Solid as well as liquid fuel can be burnt here. We in the previous classes, we in the first unit itself, we have studied about the solid as well as liquid fuels. Here we can burn solid as well as liquid fuels. We can burn in this coherent boiler. It is a low pressure boiler. These are some of the characteristics of coherent boiler. This is what the construction of this coherent boiler. We can observe here. The coherent boiler is in a hemispherical shape. It is in the hemispherical shape, and we are having some components of this hemispherical shape of a coherent boiler. This is the firebox which fire takes place, and after combustion has been take place, some ash is going to be produced. The ash is collected by this ash pit, and we are having mud and water out during blow off. See what are the sedimentations formed here under the boiler is going to collect through this blow off cock, mud and water out. See here, fire brick lining is here, and combustion chamber is in front of the fire brick lining here, and we are having the fusible plug to control the steam. See here, water level indicator. This water level indicator checks how much of water level is there in the boiler, and we are sending water inside through this, and we are having feed check valve. What is the steam which we are feeding here? And this is the manhole, how the man enters for cleaning the sedimentations formed here. This is the pressure gauge, which which it can shows the how much pressure is there in the steam. And this is the steam stop valve. The required steam is sent out by we are going to control the steam by using of the steam stop valve. And here we are having deadweight safety valve, and the anti-priming pipe is here. We are having this is the steam and this is the water, and these are the tubes by using of the after combustioning process. Here this is the fire, and what is the fire which enters here? It strikes here the fire brick lining and enters into these tubes. In these tubes, the fire, the heating fire is enters into these tubes, fire tubes, and the water circulates around these tubes. After um, the steam enters into these into the fire tubes, here the gases are going to be formed, and the gases enters out through atmosphere to the atmosphere by using through this chimney. See, this is the doors which can show the smoke which has been formed here for checking the smoke. And this is the boiler shell. This is the boiler shell here which we are having here. This is the fire door, and upon the grate that some combustion is going to take place and fire. See here, the symbol which shows here is nothing but of the water, and the symbol which shows here is nothing but of the steam, and how the air is entered here, and fire and hot gases which we can observe by using the construction of this coherent boiler. See here the construction. The boiler consists of a cylindrical shell hemispherical firebox. Here we can observe that this box is of hemispherical in a cylindrical shape, and fire tubes and chimney are there here. We are having the chimney, and we are having the firebox here. The top of the shell having hemispherical shaped crown. Here we are having hemispherical shaped crown. The hemispherical crown of boiler gives good strength to which stand pressure of steam inside the boiler. For good strength of the pressure of the steam inside the boiler, this hemispherical crown we are using here. See, the hemispherical shape of furnace can withstand with a high heat, and is also useful to increase radiant heat transfer from the furnace to hemispherical furnace wall. See here, this hemispherical shape of furnace is used for can withstand with high heat steam. See, the grate is placed at the bottom of the furnace and ash pit is located below the grate. Here we can observe the grate and the ash pit. Below the grate we are having the ash pit. After complete combustion has been takes place, the ash which is produced here enters into the ash pit. See here, the furnace and the combustion chamber are connected by short flue pipe. See here the furnace and the combustion chamber. This is the pipe which you can observe here. This is the pipe short firebox, and this combustion chamber we are having a short pipe here, and the wall of the combustion chamber is lined with fire bricks. Here we are having fire bricks here lining. Fire bricks lining is there. Here we are having the fire bricks lining, and the ash pit is located below the grate which I have shown. This is about the working principles of Cohen boiler. That the water is supplied to the boiler through feed check valve. See here, by using of this feed check valve, the water feed check valve, by using of this feed check valve, water is going to be entered into this hemispherical crown. See here, by using of this feed check valve, water is supplied to the boiler. The coal is introduced to the grate through the fire door. Here we are having the fire door. The coal is entered into this firebox through this fire door, and here we are having the hot gases produced from furnace enters combustion chamber through flue pipe. See here, after combustion has been takes place on the grate on the fire in the firebox, the combustion takes place and it enters to this pipe through this fire pipe. And see here, the furnace combustion are connected by flue pipe. The wall of the combustion chamber is lined with the fire bricks. Here what I have shown you that this combustion, see here, combustion chamber is with the fire brick lining. And see here, the hot gases produced from furnace enters combustion chamber through flue pipe. This hot gases enters into the horizontal fire tubes. See here, these hot gases which came from this flue pipe enters into the horizontal pipes. See here, convection heat transfer takes place from flue gases passing inside the tubes to water surround the tubes. See, what is the hot gas which surrounds? Heat gases enters into these horizontal pipes, and the water is going to circulate around these horizontal tubes. See here, and the flue gases comes off from fire tubes enters into smoke box. Here, what are the flue gases which is coming out from the horizontal tubes is going to be enters into the smoke box. Finally, they discharge to atmosphere through a chimney. See here how it is going to discharge through a chimney to the atmosphere, and the ash formed is collected in the ash pit. I have shown you that the ash which is collected here upon the grate is collected by this ash pit, and the steam is collected through anti-priming pipe on top of the shell. See here, the steam is collected here upon the hemispherical space by using of anti-priming pipe. See, by using of this anti-priming pipe, the steam is going to be collected here. This is what the working principle of the Cohen boiler which we can observe here. See here, upon the grate, by using of this fire door, we are going to feed coal into the firebox. Here upon the grate, using of this firebox, in the firebox combustion has been takes place, and by using of this flue pipe, the hot gases which are produced in the combustion chamber is going to be entered into this chamber, see, into the combustion chamber, and after hitting of this fire brick lining, these hot gases is going to be entered into these horizontal tubes, and the water is going to circulate around these horizontal tubes, and after enters into these horizontal tubes, The steam is collected by using of this anti-priming pipe, and remaining hot gases are going to be sent into the smoke box, and from smoke box it enters into the atmosphere by using of this chimney. These are some of the mountings and accessories, means nothing but a blow off cork, pressure gauge, steam stop valve, these dead weight safety valve. These are some of the mountings and accessories which we are using for controlling of this coherent boiler. See, we can observe here about the mountings and accessories which we are using in coherent boiler. That following mounting are required for the safety and proper operation of coherent boiler. Here steam we are using in coherent boiler, we are using steam pressure gauge, water level indicator, dead weight safety valve, feed check valve, blow off cork, steam stop valve, manhole, fusible plug, anti-priming pipe and dampers are the some of the boiler mountings and accessories which we are using in the coherent boiler. See here we can study about this fusible plug. See, if the water level in the boiler falls below a predetermined level, the boiler shell and tubes will be overheated. For controlling of these overheating, the fusible plug is used in the boiler. See here, why we are using this fusible plug means this is the fusible alloy and this is the plug body. Under these the parts we have this is the fusible alloy, and why we are using here in coherent boiler the fusible plug means if the water level in the boiler falls below a predetermined level, means when it is going to fall down the water level is not up to the level, means the boiler shell and tubes will be overheated, means the shell and tubes are going to be overheated. For controlling of these overheating, these fusible plug we are using here. See here in the boiler itself, here we are using the fusible plug. Why we are using here the fusible plug means nothing but of what we are studied now, that fusible plug if the water level in the boiler falls below a predetermined level, the boiler shell and tubes will be overheated. For controlling of this overheated in the boiler shell and tubes, the fusible plug is going to be used. And coming to the water level indicator, these indicates the water level in the boiler. See, we can observe here we are using the water level indicator. See here, the water level indicator. The water level indicator indicates that how much water level should be maintained in the boiler. For checking of the level of the water, we are using here the water level indicator. If the water level indicator is going to be determined in the boiler, see the here the heat is going to be generated. For controlling of this heat, we are using here this fusible plug here for controlling the hot gases. See, we can see here the pressure gauge. This indicates the pressure of the steam in the boiler. What is the steam generating here in the boiler? What is the steam generating here in the boiler? The boiler pressure is maintained by the pressure is indicated by using of this pressure gauge. How much pressure is there in the steam we can observe by using of this pressure gauge in the coherent boiler. And coming to here, steam stop valve. It regulates the flow of steam supply outside, means it is going to how much steam is required it takes, and the remaining steam it supplies outside. The steam from the boiler first enters into an anti-priming pipe where most of the water particles associated with steam are removed. See here, we are using steam stop valve. See, this is used to control the steam which should be entered out. How much steam required here is collected, and remaining steam is going to be uh, sent to the stock place by using of the steam stop valve. See here, See, and the next mounting and answer is nothing but of safety valve. The functioning of the safety valve is to prevent the increase of steam pressure in the boiler in the hauler about its design pressure. Safety valve is used to prevent the increase of steam pressure in the boiler. See here, it is what is the main function of this safety valve means is to prevent the increase of steam pressure for controlling or for function for preventing the increase of steam in the pressure in the hauler about its design pressure is nothing but of a safety valve which we are using here. Safety valve is safety valve, dead weight safety valve here we can observe, and feed check valve. The high pressure feed water is supplied to boiler through this valve. See here, we can observe the feed water which we are feeding into the boiler here through this valve. This valve opens towards the boiler only and feeds the water to the boiler. See, by using of this valve, opening of this valve, the feed water is entering into the boiler. The feed water is going to be entered into the boiler. Feed check valve means nothing but of to control. The valve opens towards the boiler only and feeds the water to the boiler. For feeding the water to the boiler, this feed check valve is used for controlling how much um, water to be sent to the boiler. And this is what the blow of cork which we have studied in the Cohen boiler, that the water supplied to the boiler always contains impurities like mud, sand and salt. Due to heating, these are deposited at the bottom of the boiler. They have to be removed using of blow of cork. See here, the in the water which we are feeding to the boiler, we are having some impurities like mud, sand and salt. Due to heating, these are deposited at the bottom of the boiler, which we can observe here in this diagram. See here, at the bottom of the boiler, we are having some sedimentations. This is going to be removed out by using of this blow of cork. See here, and the other one is nothing but of manhole provided near the top of the crown of shell for cleaning purpose. These are some of the maintenance which we should follow for the maintenance of the Coherent boiler. See, most furnace explosions occur during startup and when switching fuels. So always follow the manufacturer's guidelines which has been given. See, operation requires proper training, equipment, familiarity and routine maintenance procedures. The operation should be done by using of these routine maintenance procedures. Shutdown. If the boiler is to be placed out of service for an extended period of time, proper lay-up procedures are required and must be followed. If we are when we are going to shut down, or if sometimes if we are not using for a long period of time, then we need to be placed out for a service. Here, maintaining the normal operation water level in the boiler. A lower water condition is the most common cause of boiler failure. A low water condition means without maintaining a level of water in the boiler, it is going to failure the boiler. These are some of the maintenances which we should follow for getting this coherent for running of this coherent boiler. See, this is the advantage that it is compact and portable boiler. Therefore, minimum floor area is required. As it is portable boiler means nothing but of moving from one place to other place. Therefore, we require a small area. Minimum area can be used for this coherent boiler. Initial cost of boiler is also less. It can be moved and set up readily in different locations. Quick and easy installation can be done for this coherent boiler. Any type of fuel can be used, coal or oil which can be used. These are some of the disadvantages which we can study about this coherent boiler. that steam rising capacity is less due to vertical design. Rising capacity is less in the vertical design. Water along with the steam may enter the steam pipe under heavy loads due to small steam space. As we are having a steam pipe, very steam space is low, the water also is going to be entered through the steam pipe. Efficiency is poor in smaller sizes. See, in smaller Coherent boilers, the efficiency is also be very less. Difficult in cleaning and inspection due to vertical design, as it is said to be in vertical, and it is very difficult to clean for cleaning and inspection purpose. The boiler require high headroom. This is what which we have studied in this video about the construction and the working principles of both this simple vertical boiler as well as coherent boiler. Coming to this simple vertical boiler, how it is going to be worked, we are going to see here, observe here that simply we from the upon the grate in the firebox combustion has been takes place, and by using of this fire hole we are feeding coal or air into this combustion chamber, and the hot gases which has been generated here is entered, see here, is entered by crossing of these cross tube under, inside this cross tube water flows, and the hot gases surrounds around this cross tube. It is a single cross tube which we are using in simple vertical boiler, and coming to the coherent boiler we are using multi cross tubes, and after surrounding these cross tube, the hot gases is entered up and towards to the atmosphere by using of this chimney, and we are having some of the mounting accessories: steam stop valve, pressure gauge, water gauge, fusible plug, which I have explained to you below about the coherent boiler. I have said you about all these mountings and accessories. This is what which we have studied in this video about simple vertical boiler and coherent boilers. In the next video we are going to study the remaining different types of boilers. Thank you. If you are having any doubts, please contact me. Thank you.